She's back!
Hey everyone, it's MK. Welcome back to MK Quilts. We got the whole gang in town today. Everybody is in the house. We got the boys, we got Ellen, got yours truly.
She's back.
So we're just going to wait a few minutes like we normally do. Everybody just give us a shout out. When you get on, just say hi, where you're coming from. Hi, Sean. Hi, Paige. So welcome, everybody. Sammy, look at the camera. Oh, thank you.
Sort of.
So everybody take a good look at Samson. In about 3 hours from now, he's going to look completely different. Samson's going for a grooming this afternoon, so he get looking like Grumpy Dog when he gets this long. Like he just has this face where he just looks grumpy.
All right, you're doing a good job though.
So everybody, welcome back. It's so good to be back home. We've got quite an extensive list for you today, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And as we did before, about 3 weeks ago when we did the live feed, if you have a question, just go ahead and drop the question below. Ellen is here. She's over on the side working on one of my double wedding ring class samples. So she's working and monitoring the questions. So feel free to ask anything that you would like. Hi, Marion. Marion, I have not forgotten about you, honey. I promised to get you a couple of more little videos. If there's anything specifically, Marion, that you want me to cover, just let me know and I will throw that into your video. So Marion's a new owner with us, and we just did some training with her right before I left for my trip. So let's start with that. Just a little bit of recap. Paul's trying to get the angle of the camera just right.
Just right. It's bugging me. Too much.
So just a little recap. I was out on the West Coast, right? Thank you for following along with some of my impromptu live feeds and all the pictures that I posted about the fantastic places that I went kind of on my down days. I got back and a couple of friends have already said, well, did you have a nice vacation? And I'm like, well, it wasn't all vacation.
It was a lot of fun, though.
It was a lot of fun. But that's the thing I love about my job. It's a fun job. So just as a recap and a public thank you, I want to thank my hosts, Sandra and Karen, for having me in your beautiful homes, for hosting. We had such a great time. We had 3 amazing groups of ladies who came out, and they just learned so much. Everybody left like on overload. And you know, I always tell my students, I'm really not doing my job unless I overwhelm you a little bit and fill you up to like overflowing. So, but it was great. So thank you all very much. And I'm going to have some information about my upcoming sessions here in a minute. But Paul has actually more of the list for today than I do. He's got a lot of things to cover. So I'm going to let him kind of lead the discussion today. So, honey, what you got over there?
All right, so just so you know, just because she's gone, I keep working, okay? So we've done a lot in the last 2 weeks, and I wanted to cover it. I wanted to talk about the growth of MK Quilts because we are adding a lot of great people involved. And, you know, this quarter's getting a little slow in the summer, which is a good time to put things into place. And I thought I'd bring some pictures here that sort of exhibit
you're so cute.
Where we started.
Here, I'll put it a little closer. So this is a picture of Samson when he was just a baby. And isn't that funny, the beware of dog sign that we had out there? Look at him. He's like a little peanut.
About the size of a hamster. So, all right. So, and we knew he'd be a handful even at that age because he would love to get dirty.
Look at his face.
All right.
Did you see that cute little GIF that Paul posted earlier? That's what Samson likes to do down at the dog beach, is like get in the water.
He wants to become a black dog.
Then he comes out of the water and he rolls in the dirt.
So now after he's matured after 6-7 years, he is our new executive mascot with grumpy face. So
That's me binding a quilt, and he wants to be right there. Pretty much the only time he wants to be near me is when I'm binding a quilt.
So he manages, the place pretty well. So the other things we've done here is stuff that you won't see, but hopefully you'll experience. I'll be honest, this brain is very limited in capacity. Please don't agree too freely, dear. Okay, that's great. Many of you have experienced me flipping names, dyslexic, whatever they call it. I just have challenges. So what I've done while she's gone is we've actually implemented an online CRM tool, stands for Customer Resource Management. But one of the key things is it's going to track tasks, it's going to track tickets. So if we're working something for you, I can keep a better account of what's pending. I can set alerts. We just need to be more organized. We can hand it off to somebody else and we know who's working it. That's just, to me, the only way we're going to grow here. We're at a lull. We can work on all the stuff, but as soon as things get going, I really believe it's going to be critical that we know what we're doing each day. Yes, dear.
So I know that MK is going to need some training on these tools. MK is going to be the student very soon because I need to learn about all of this. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Okay.
And if you'd like to hear something interesting, because that will be going away, but we have a automated assistant phone system now. Now this isn't to make you go through a series of menus and cuss and scream until you can hit 0 to get somebody. It's just channeling the phone call to Ellen here in the studio, or if we need to, we can forward it to a cell phone or whatever, just to make sure that we have everything covered. So it's like 1 for the studio, 2 for a support issue, which is going to come to me most of the time. 3 is for new sales, because I'll talk about the marketing right now, but we want to have a line where if you're completely new, we'd like to make sure we answer those and get back to those quickly. From a new customer standpoint, so that they don't wander off and lose interest. So we put that in place. If you listen through the introduction that there is there right now, there's buttons for directly to Melissa and I. Like I said, a lot of things will get you to the same place, but we want to be available to you and we don't want to get lost. We had 4 days of no phone in the studio, no main line, thanks to Spectrum. Spectrum, you didn't really make big fans of me, but since I got to use your internet, I'm not going to talk about it too much.
And if you press the button, I think it's number 5 to speak to MK, just give me at least one business day, a full business day to get back to you, because y'all know I'm kind of like all over the place these days. But even him, I don't even call him when I'm working.
But it will ring her phone. I mean, so even it's ringing her phone. She's getting messages multiple places. And if you leave a message, the message gets emailed to us as well.
That's a really nice
option. So we won't miss much, I hope. So that was the big thing there. I talked a little bit about marketing, and for those of you on the newsletter, I'm just doing the Oz again. I'm conscious because she's staring at me.
It's
I see her
okay.
Okay, that's
I'll stare here.
You can stare anywhere, sweetheart. Okay, so anyways, we're doing some serious Google marketing. I'm tired of seeing ads from other people that have, let's just say, creative pricing and other ads. List pricing is not MSRP, and we're going to follow the rules because that's who we are. But understand, we can only list MSRP pricing on anything we publish, okay? But you're going to start seeing MK Quilts showing up at various places in your Google searches and on any websites that are quilt related and doing Google ads. Now, we sent out a newsletter notice because, as you see us, your existing customers, don't click on it. Click on it once if you must. But understand, every click, I think just of the first 2 hours we were running, our first few clicks were $1.37 a piece. Okay, now that can fluctuate. It's all Google stuff that I don't understand. Marketing Mark, I like that name for him, my brother, over in Seattle. He understands all the marketing stuff. He's going to be getting us all over the picture ads. We're going to address Facebook and other things as we go, but we really want to be the de facto pro stitcher retailer in the country by the end of the year. So we are pushing it out. Now, that being said, I'd rather pay you for a reference.
Yeah, so that just was, it made me think of something, is that you guys have been doing such an amazing job for us, and we, you know, when we sit back and watch the social media sites and we see you chattering about us and we see you sending people our way, you know, that is the biggest compliment that you can pay us. And so we really appreciate that. We've already had people asking us for stacks of our trifolds. We've been handing those out. People have been wanting to take them to guilds and things like that. As I've been traveling, all of you have just been chattering about us. So thank you, thank you. Keep on doing that. And like Paul says, if you must click on the ads, click on the ads. But you all are our audience. You know how to get to us. You know how to reach us. And so let's just hope that what we're doing will help us reach some more new people that don't already know about MK and PK and Samson. Okay?
Well, the number one thing we hear, which frustrates us, is, I wish I found your site. I wish we met you before I bought my machine, you know? And it's like, we're sorry, but... So, and we've got a percentage of every machine dedicated now to marketing, so it's not like you're taking money from us. We're willing to give you store credit and pay you to help us out. I mean, everybody wins that way, especially if you're thinking about upgrading a machine. If you want us to start banking this money, we can discount it off the machine, you know, do a lot of special things there. So I do want to talk about sales though. Melissa is a finite and very precious resource.
Oh, thanks, honey.
As we grow, we will have other trainers, and let's just leave it like that, Melissa clones. So as we get into delivering machines the last quarter of this year and into next year, if you want to have Melissa there as part of your machine purchase, if you're thinking of upgrading, get with us now. Let us know. I don't care if it's 6 months or you don't plan on doing it until January. The software I've got will not hassle you, but we can keep track of what's going on so that when we hear about the deals coming down the line, we can keep you informed of what's going on, special financing, understand your situation, know that you're going to be wanting to get rid of, resell your current machine, things like that. We can definitely help out because we're also going to be advertising outside this group on our main one that current quilters, if you're thinking about getting into this quilting, let us help you find the right used machine, okay? So we don't want to sell used machines, but we are good at
facilitating
it, and we do. I mean, those people are going to buy videos. We do help them out, get them on the phone, make them feel comfortable so that they're not calling you all the time about, well, how do I do this? The machine's not doing this or whatever. So we want to be there for those customers as well. Do you have anything you want to... Here's the rest of my list here.
Well, I was talking to some of my people as I have been traveling around, and you know, first of all, you guys, I've said it before, you guys are all welcome here. I don't care who you bought your machine from. I'm not that kind of a person that's going to be like, oh, no, you know, you didn't buy from us, so go away. That's just not who I am. I started this whole deal as an avenue for training, and I'm happy to have anybody in my sessions, in my group, and whatnot. But if you do come out to see me in one of my live sessions, what I have been doing for those folks who may be wanting to update a machine is to offer you your class fee back as a discount off the machine if you kind of give us a heads up that you're going to buy, and so that we can plan on that, because I do appreciate you coming out to support us. And like Paul said, I get a lot of people that are like, well, can we buy from you? Yes, we can. And here again, just as to review what our agreement is with Handy Quilter, is that we can sell anywhere in the United States as long as we are willing to service and train you where you are at. Okay, so we feel very, very strongly about doing that, coming out to you, doing that in-house, giving you a good tech that can help out after the sale. So there's a lot of things. Yes, we have to advertise MSRP. That is our agreement with Handy Quilter. There's other value-added things that we can do for you, and we appreciate you telling us, yes, I want to buy from you next time.
And we do. I mean, we have sent out a tech on a 4-hour trip, turned multi-day to get a machine that had been under the 90-day initial warranty, it ran us over $900, but we are committed. We're not going to let the cost and run around, well, heck, have you tried this? Can you do this? If we got to crack the machine open and do something major to get you fixed, we're going to put somebody out there. So I want people to know that we realize sometimes we might not make money in the end on a single machine, but we're going to get more people to buy from us because we are committed and we will stand by what we've got. So if that helps you feel better, I know some people are like, no, you got to buy locally. It's like, well, a lot of your local dealers don't have the resources we have, the understanding and the ways we can support you.
And some do, and some are very good. I want to, again, be very clear that we are not predatory people.
Nope.
And we want you to be happy where you're at. If you're not, then we can perhaps help, right?
And don't call us for a cheaper price. We do not, that's the term poach. If somebody's been working with you a long time, your decision is going to be made on the services, not the price, because we don't work to be the cheapest all the time. You know, we try and make it a good deal. We have to cover our costs for different things and depending what's going on. So, but yeah, nobody's going to accuse us of poaching their customers. We're just not going to do that. So.
What else you got?
Another thing we're trying to change, because Melissa and I are getting busier. We're communicating. We're letting you contact us directly. However, and Melissa can vouch for this, the mail-email situation gets very deep. And so what we are asking people to do, and we've implemented it, we're separating out our personal and our business emails. So all you have to remember is mkquilts.com. Paul at mkquilts.com, Melissa at MK Quilts. I even set up MK at MK Quilts. Okay, it's not hard to get a hold of us. But use the mkquilts.com. I know we've been using a lot of our outlook.com stuff, which is the Microsoft free accounts, which we'll still use for personal, we'll still monitor, but we just need to be more business-like, get things organized. It's going to mean some training and adopting.
And it's probably going to mean a little bit of a shift for me personally, that I do a lot with private messenger here on Facebook, and I really like that because for me it's instant. I just see it pop up in my notifications, but it's also harder for me to search and go back to something that you all have asked. So I'm going to make a request that if you want to reach out to me, you start using the email more, because then I'll have a clearer log. I can search, I can go back to topics and just things like that. So maybe a little bit less on the private messaging, please, and a little bit more just with the email. So thank you for that.
All right, so the only other thing that was a highlight while Melissa was gone is that I was working a lot on PC laptops. We had come across for one of our customers a really good deal on Costco on I don't like the weight brand of laptop. So I sort of rate them like economy, good value, it runs really good, great. And then I just don't like to wait for anything laptop. Now those usually run $700-800 on the high end, you know, getting down to $400 or $500 on the low end. So you make trade-offs and everything. But these were so sweet. Both Melissa and I got one. So I've been setting up hers, mine. 3 other customers wanted them. That I think we heard about them right now. I'm at my limit for the number I can buy from Costco, but I know they ordered 400 of them and they were down to their last 20 or 25, so I don't even know if you can get them anymore. But what you can get, wow, I like watching myself on the, you can get a collector's item. Now this happens to be mine, okay? This is an i7 high grade, don't want to wait laptop. It even comes with an external speaker which has better sound if you like to play music where you're sitting. Oh, and Miriam's gone, I love my new laptop.
Yeah, she was one who got the new one.
Yeah, and
Pat
Pat Daly liked hers. I mean, they are sweet. I've been using mine. Hers is waiting in a box now that she's back. But a point being, this has been upgraded to a 1 terabyte SSD, plenty of space. We're going to be offering these as used systems if you want to buy them from us. They'll come with Pro Stitcher, unlicensed art and stitch. If you own it, you can license it. We'll set it up for you. We'll be your support for that. The other option that I want to put out there for people when you think about, well, I'd like a new laptop with my table. If you make it part of a table deal, we can bury it all together in the same thing. So if you're financing it, talk to us about, yes, I'd like a laptop with it. We can help choose it. Laptops change so fast. Every 6 months, the same model will have different equipment in it. So we can walk you through that process as well. And so maybe for Christmas here, you not only get the new table, but you get a new laptop to go with it. It's all delivered.
Don't you think they would want a machine on top of that table?
What did I say? Table. Well, okay. Yeah, machine on the table.
Just clarifying.
Just to clarify.
I'm not selling you a banquet table.
Nice dining room table. We also have a grand piano that I'm not allowed to sell, but that's a whole nother story.
You know, one of the other things that he's been doing, and I want you guys to remember that maybe you just are still wanting to hang on to your existing system, but you're wanting to update your tablet. So we can facilitate that for you. And as you all know, please, 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 if somebody hasn't told you, you should never try to change the settings on your tablet, especially as it relates to putting that tablet on the internet. But if you get a new tablet, what one of our customers has been doing is have Paul rework the old one so that they just have a tablet that they can use off of the machine. Okay, so
depending on the age, I've had some shipped to me that I've got some stacked on the shelf.
Like they go into the archives.
They're not usable, but this one was running Windows 8.1. I had a few issues to overcome because of reloading it, but especially in cases where I can do that and you realize it might take me 2 weeks to get through it. It's a background job. I can do it a little bit, let it update, things like that. I do laptop work. It's not our major push, but if you have a tablet or something sitting around, basically I charge $100 for a full, rework setup. You pay the shipping to and from. You pay $65 to take it into a Best Buy area. So
let Mr. MK be your geek squad. He's mine.
Well, like I said, if you needed a quick turnaround, don't send it to me. But if you want it done well and can take a week or two, we'll fit it in.
So just as he was talking, something clicked. I wanted to mention about Art and Stitch. So you guys, basically the marketing that you're going to start seeing from us are going to be MSRP pricing with Art and Stitch not included. Now let me just talk about that really, really quickly. Every tablet that goes out of Handy Quilter in the United States has the trial version of Art and Stitch on it, okay? Now we're getting a lot of upgrade customers who bought a machine with Art and Stitch at some time in the past, and now they're upgrading to a new machine. Here in the States, and especially through us, we can help you with that. You do not need to purchase Art and Stitch again. Once you own it, you own it. So we're just going to have our marketing go out without that included, but it definitely makes more sense to you to bundle that with a new machine if you've never had it before, okay? If you need help deactivating what you currently have, you just need to make sure that you have it deactivated off of your tablet if you're selling a system, okay? So if there's any questions about Art and Stitch, just reach out to us and we can definitely help you through that.
Okay, you have 5 minutes to cover your list.
Oh gosh, Sammy's got to get to the groomer. Okay, I wanted to again just recap a little bit about my upcoming events. You guys, I don't really mean to toot my horn all that much, but let me just tell you that everybody that came to these sessions over the last 2 weeks was just absolutely, this is the best training that I've ever gotten. Okay, I'm just saying, when I go out to teach you how to do this, it's not just theoretical. It's not just this button does this and this button does that. I actually show you how I quilt in my studio. Simulation is a huge part of that for me. It's a tool, just like all of us have our rotary cutters and our, whatever we use for piecing. My simulation is a tool, and I show you how to actually use that tool, okay? So I have a ton of other events coming up this year. My next one out of the gate is going to be in Murray, Kentucky. I have one more opening for that in July. That's July 12th and the 13th. Then after that is my big trip up to Akron, Ohio. That's at a shop, a new owner of ours who has Handy Quilter machines in her shop. I probably have room for 2 more in that session. That's July 19th and 20th. There's been a new one that's been added at the very end of July, and I want to chatter about this a little bit. we have a technician up there in Mississippi, and he invited me to come up for a sim event with him. And then he and I are also going to the Gulf State Quilting Association. It's a group of guilds really in like a 5-state area up there in the Gulf Coast area. And so he and I are going to go. I have gone ahead and became a member of this association. I'm going to go to their quarterly meeting with him. It's going to be up in Mississippi. I will post some of the links. But basically, if you're in that area, the sim event is going to be July 25th and 26th. That's in Waveland, Mississippi. It's kind of west of the Biloxi Gulfport area. That's with our tech. His name is Corey. We're going to be doing sim session. Then the Saturday after that, immediately, I guess that's the 27th, we're going to this business meeting up in, I think it's Brandon, Mississippi. So if you are in the area, if you would like to come and meet us when we are up there, please come out and see us. And I have probably about 4 spots left for the sim event with Corey and myself. Okay, after that, Stevens Point, Wisconsin. I've just gotten a couple of more signups for that. Probably room for about 2 more people up in Stevens Point. After that, I'm going to Minnesota. My event in Minnesota is sold out. So after that, it's going to be September the 13th and 14th. That's going to be in Daphne, Alabama. That's outside of Mobile. And I can probably take about 2 more people there. September is when I'm going on my annual quilt retreat, where I get to get away and go and quilt and sew for myself. And I'm really excited this year. I've got 2 of my machine owners that are coming on retreat with me, and another customer that I met at a sim event last year up in Missouri that's going to be on retreat with me in September. So from retreat, I'm going to the Daphne, Alabama event. All right, another new event that just got booked a couple of weeks ago before I left is a Florida event. It's going to be north of Fort Lauderdale. Sunrise, Florida is the name of that town. And again, it's a location where we have a certified technician. Diana is down there in that area of Florida. Her and I are going to be doing, one day we're going to have kind of a meet and greet. Come out and meet us. Meet Diana so she can tell you what she can do for you in the area. And then we're going to do a sim event with her as well. So that is October 17th, 18th, and 19th. So 17th is a Thursday. That will be the meet and greet. Stay tuned for that. And then the 18th and 19th will be the sim event with Diana down just north of Fort Lauderdale. All right. Academy's coming up. I mentioned it last week when I was out in the West Coast. Please chatter, share pictures, share what you're learning out at Academy. Have fun. It's always an exciting time. Yes.
The thing happening in November. What's happening in November?
In November, I'm sure you can still book along with us if you want. He and I, not Samson, going on our cruise through the Panama Canal. It's like an 11-day cruise. We're leaving out of 10 days. We're leaving out of Miami. So, come along with us. It's not a quilting cruise. Just making that clear. We like to play cards.
We may drink a little wine. They have a full casino. This is not a children's cruise. It's not a Disney cruise. It's a really nice ship with lots of good restaurants. It's if you like to get away and have time with yourself and do things, this looks like the cruise to go on.
I forgot one event. Let me back up to the end of August. Paul and I are going back out to the West Coast. We actually have family near Seattle, outside of Seattle, and we're going out there to celebrate Paul's mom's birthday. All of her surviving children are going to be there. It's going to be fun. But we are planning to stay a few days if we can organize an event back in Oregon. I don't know how they pronounce it out there. This would be, let's see, I was just talking to Melanie. The name of the town is escaping me right now, and I didn't write it down.
She's got Sew Sisters as her shop?
I don't know. She works for a shop out there, but she would be interested in perhaps having us. I will post the details and a little bit of the, is there any interest? I'll put one of those maps up that I do with a star on it where she's located in Oregon. This would be the very last weekend in August. So it would be Labor Day weekend, but it would be Friday and Saturday. So you're completely still free for the rest of Saturday. Sunday and Monday is Labor Day. we're going to be in the area, so we want to get together with Chip, our technician out there in Oregon. So I will post the details if you are interested. This would be a sim event, Pro Stitcher sim style with me. The same kind of thing that I've done in the past. $250 per person. All the registrations go through me. It would be at a private residence. And yeah, so watch for that. I'll post that immediately when we're done here.
And if your husband likes to gamble, we'll have a little poker table going off on the side. No, okay.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta stay busy.
I know, right?
I'm gonna be there too. 2 days of.
So okay, I think that was all on our list. Sammy's got to get to the groomer. Let's show you really quickly what we have on the frames. We were actually doing a little bit of work here in the studio right before we went live. Can you take that,
Grab
babe?
the computer before you move the chair.
Yep. Okay, I won't move the chair. So over here on McFinity, I did want to mention the quilt that I'm about to load is a beautiful quilt. The pattern is from Deb Heatherly. Hopefully I'm pointing this enough at the pattern for you to see. It's called All Paths Lead Home. This was a quilt. Sorry, got the camera caught. This was a quilt that Deb designed the pattern and that I made on my annual retreat about 4 years ago, maybe a little bit more. And so I have planned some really awesome custom quilting for this quilt, and I'm going to make it another stitch along. So I'm probably going to mostly post that over on my business page. So I'm kind of starting from the beginning, talking about loading, and I'll just kind of film myself just, you know, at different intervals through this stitch out. So head on over to MK Quilts business Facebook page and you can follow along with that. Over here on McForte, Ellen is just loading up. It looks kind of like a fence rail type of a layout. This is from my friend Patsy. She is a friend from Quilt Guild. And that's all I'm going to show you because McMara is a mess and so is the little foot table. But for those of you who may be interested in the little buddy system that came out just a few weeks ago, I am planning a new video for loading, and Ellen's going to help me with that, do some videoing. So keep watching for that. All right, you guys, thank you so much. It's so good to be home. I'm back in my happy place. Not those other places weren't happy. I mean, I got to pick eggs and, you know, go to Lake Tahoe, and oh my gosh, it was just fantastic. But being home with the boys and here in the shop is a happy place for me. So keep watching. Next week, I should still be here next week, so we'll do a live feed before I hit the road again in July. And thanks for everything, you guys. And until next time, from our studio to yours, happy quilting. Bye-bye.